Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Find yourself a seated position. The goal with the position, as always, is to find something both sturdy and comfortable. You want to be comfortable because then you won't be distracted by your body during the practice. So it's important to not be sitting on your foot or having your back in a strange way or whatever, because that might just develop some pain. It might be distracting unnecessarily. You also want to find a sense of stability because it gives us a sense of groundedness, a sense of being here and now. Not to use this moment as a stepping stone for the next, but to be here without any intention for the future whatsoever. And a sense of stability, stableness, is extraordinarily important. We also keep our eyes open during this practice. But if you have learned to practice with your eyes closed, or you feel more comfortable doing so, go ahead and do that. There are no hindrances here. But if your eyes are open, drop your gaze down below you. Just kind of glancing at the floor or the desk or whatever's just below you. We're just going to leave the screen alone. We're not staring at a particular spot in the floor and analyzing, but we're also not zoned out and blurry. We have a gentle gaze directed softly yet clearly downwards. You're in a sturdy and comfortable position, and your eyes are either closed or open. Gaze gently yet softly down. Are you resisting anything right now? Maybe it's a feeling, an emotion, maybe a life situation. Maybe it's your own mind and particular thoughts. Or maybe it's even something more in the surrounding area, like a sound or body sensation, whatever. Just notice if there's a bit of resistance going on here. And though you may not be outwardly resisting something or whatever that's happening, you may be inwardly, maybe even faintly resisting this moment. Just notice. Somehow, somewhere, this moment can be better. Somehow you are saying no to what is. which is why many of you have probably turned on this video. You don't like your mind. You don't like your situation, and you want it to change. But practice is not about changing anything. It's not about getting ahead. It's not about becoming better. Practice is allowing this moment to be exactly as it is, without the constant interference of our ideas, our desires, our likes and dislikes. See if you can notice the sensations of your breath, the gentle rhythm of the rising and falling of breathing. You don't need to force yourself to breathe. You don't need any breathing technique. Just see if you can take the next minute or so to just notice the breath rising and falling. And if you're normal, I'm probably interrupting you talking to yourself, thinking. And notice how the breath is no longer in view once we lose our mind to this thought. So your task is simple. Simply return to the breath. When you notice that you're lost in thought, return to breathing, rising and falling. You are here, right here. just return to the breath, rising and falling. Is there anything here that remains the same? For instance, the breath. Is each inhalation the same as the last one? What about the out breath? Is each time the breath goes in and out, are the sensations exactly the same? Does anything remain? And what about the sounds around you? Birds outside, cars passing. Do any of them stay forever? Even body sensations or pain? Everything just comes and goes. Then it comes, then it goes. See if you can just allow yourself to accept this coming and going without clinging to any of it, without trying to take any of it for yourself. It's all temporary. Allow it to be so. Okay, you can look at the screen. I have to be honest, even though I gave instruction on how to sit properly, I did not sit properly today. Oh my goodness. But it's okay, because the pain is temporary, isn't it? Everything is. And we all know this. We all know this. But we don't really know it. And the reason I say a lot of us don't really know that things are temporary is because we suffer all the time from the temporality of everything. We resist it and we cling to things. My life, my people, my desires, myself, this me, this important little me. We cling to it hoping that it will last. And inevitably it doesn't. So we have loss, we have change. And then we reminisce, oh, if only things were back like the old days. Remember the old days? Or if you had bad old days, you think, oh, well, hopefully this moment will change into something better. Please don't be bad in the future. A constant resistance to the change that naturally is inherent to the nature of existence. And when I say we don't know it, there's a difference between knowing it here and knowing it here, or as they say, in your bones. We know we're going to die. We all know that. It's not a surprise. There's no spoilers in life. But a lot of us don't really know we're going to die. Like to really contemplate that and to see that temporality, to see that coming and going in all things, in all experience. We instead hold on to the idea of ourselves and try to make this box around ourselves to try to protect it at all costs. It's like we're tiptoeing, trying to make it safely to death. But it's futile. That resistance builds up kind of a tension in the body, a kind of feeling of this isn't enough or things aren't fair. Practice is so wonderful because it's not saying, well, let's get above this situation of affairs. Let's see if we can get to the unchangeable, basically. That somehow this practice will save me from all my problems. Somehow I'll be free. I'll be excluded from the club of life and death. This practice instead is an acceptance, a radical acceptance of this reality, a radical acceptance of the way things are, especially the temporality of it. And when you really practice, it starts to become very clear in a way that's not up here, not a like I know it nor I don't know it kind of clarity, but a clarity of the best way to say is to feel it in your bones that this is the case, that the temporality of life is okay, that I am that, you are that. And the more you practice, the more you separate yourself as this little entity, this little I that's being pushed around by the temporary existence of life. You start to go with it and realize that you are all of it. You're not separate from it. So practicing is learning to accept the way things are, really. And not accept it by talking about it, thinking about it, and having a good story about it, but accepting it right here in the center, whatever that means to you. Knowing it for real. Like when you love somebody, you feel it. It's not something in your head, you know it in your bones. And it's the same thing when you practice meditation. You accept the temporality of life and you go with it. And you know it deeply in your bones. Whatever that means to you. So practice whatever you do. Just practice. Thank you for your time today. And as always, and without exception, I will see you tomorrow.